We're back on BVarsity Live. I'm writing down my picks, so I don't have to keep scrolling through this. Phone.
I got them.
You can get my predictions, by the way, in the TBC mobile app. Lewis is on it right now. Oh no, you're on Instagram.
Yep.
How many hours a day would you say you spend on your phone?
Probably more than I care to admit.
All right.
So
I believe
I haven't
that.
been on
Get
it
on your
today.
mic. Come on, Lewis.
Shut up.
Okay.
Trevor, be quiet over
we
there.
got 10 games left, and most of them are pretty darn good games.
Now wait a minute. Did you guys discuss the Silesian?
Not yet.
No.
We're getting there.
VHS game?
Just
We're getting
relax.
The first one, I don't
put
think
icing
will
on
actually
your
be that
eyes.
good of a game. I think
South.
South is rolling right now. I got them 37-9.
Who did South
me.
lose to?
Chavez.
Chavez, right?
Trevor, you have this only being 27-13 game. Any reason in particular you think East hangs around?
I think we've seen some good and bad out of East, and maybe they just get up for this game because it is
It's a tradition.
an
Two
East side
traditional
team,
schools,
and
old SYL
everybody's going
schools.
for the Sunrise Trophy.
South's not in that, are they?
Oh shoot, yeah, they're not. You're right.
South's not part of that. Yeah, we're talking about the East Side Trophy. That's
Yeah,
East
that's
Foothill,
Highland,
Highland,
East Foothill,
and
and
Miramonte.
So there's the
anyway,
mouse.
I think
saw
South
the
is
mouse go
big.
by.
Did you really?
Yeah, there's a mouse over there.
Inside the studio?
Right there. Yep.
That's terrifying. Breaking news, everybody. I'm going to put my feet up
Mickey's
for
in the
rest of show.
house.
Yep.
All right, let's get into SSL games now, okay? Let's try that. Arvin and Taft. Taft's 4-0. Haven't played the greatest schedule in the world, but they did beat North.
They're winning.
They did beat Golden Valley. Arvin doesn't seem to be on the level of those teams. I like Taft 42-17. I think you had a very close score to that, Trevor. I think you had 42-13.
I like Taft. Taft's playing well right now, and they're figuring out how to win games, and they're what that program's been through, and to see what the games they've won has been very impressive. And I think like Highland's probably better than we think. Even though they're pretty beat up too.
Yeah, well, and you weren't in here when we were talking to Casey Quinn and the Chavez players, but if Taft can win, and we'll get to Chavez Highland in a minute, both those teams win. They're both undefeated going into a game in Delano next week. So that would be a real big game. Okay, how about RFK at Shafter? No, it's the other way around. Excuse me. Shafter is at RFK. RFK hasn't lost yet. Also haven't played anybody as good as Shafter yet. Shafter, big win over Coalinga last week. Or was it Corcoran? Corcoran. Can Kennedy keep rolling? I think they can. I like the offense that Dennis Moody has, and I think they score too many points for Shafter, 42-20.
I have a 34-27 just because I think that Shafter is better than their opening week loss to Miramonte. But I don't think they're good enough to beat Kennedy, and I think Kennedy's a team that's probably going to go 4-2, 3-3 in league, but they're going to start off with a win here.
That would show me a lot if Shafter could stick within a touchdown. What do you think, Lewis?
I like Kennedy a lot in this game.
Yeah, I think Kennedy. I think it's a close game for a half,
There it
and I
is.
think Kennedy rolls
There it
them
is.
up.
Look at see right there.
It is in here. Holy crap!
Yeah, look at that thing.
We need to get a mousetrap in here. He's trying to get out.
And
He's trying to get. No, he went under the curtain.
He's under the curtain there.
Okay. Next up, we got mice in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I want to talk about this game. Wasco at Bakersfield Christian. Okay. I happen to be of the opinion that Bakersfield Christian is a lot better than we think because they've played 4 really good teams so far and beat one of them, by the way, in Mission Oak. Ridgeview, it might be the best team in the section. If Bakersfield Christian gets Stephen Figures back for this week, and even better than that, Bradley Western at quarterback also, I think Bakersfield Christian wins this game. I think they open our eyes a little bit. Wasco, I don't like what I saw out of them in week 0. They don't have the explosiveness out of their running backs that they have in the past.
Yeah, I think the Bakersfield Christian, it was hard to judge what we were seeing there because Ridgeview just was so much better defensively, so much better offensively. We'll see. Wasco didn't look great against North initially in the first part of the season because that was week 1, but I think Bakersfield Christian has an edge here.
But Trevor, you feel differently.
I do. I think that I'm going on the basis that Western and Figures will not play because from what Darren Carr said yesterday is that they're questionable, but that's coach talk.
Well, that's coach talk, but we don't know which way that means.
Exactly. So I'm going to leave it up to Wasco, and I think that they're kind of a lot better than what we saw in week 0 against North, and I think that they're going to win by 2 touchdowns.
Okay, so those are the 3 SSL league games. The 7th team in the SSL that doesn't play a league game this week is Chavez. They are at Highland. Interesting game here. Highland coming off a big win over East. Highland took Taft to the wire in a shootout out at Taft. Do they have enough to get Chavez? I say no. I think Chavez defense at a very, very high level right
Who's
now.
your best player that's not playing for Highland?
What? Chance Cooper's out?
Right.
Yeah.
He is?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay.
I think even if he was playing, I like Chavez in this game, but 27-8, I think Chavez puts the hurting on another team with its defense.
Well, I didn't know that Cooper was out, so mine's still 34-20 Chavez, but Chavez still going to win. Regardless.
Chavez.
All right, now Frontier is at West. What we used to call the Cornford Bowl when Rich Cornford had left West to come to Frontier. They played every year, so I guess we can still call it the Cornford Bowl. I believe Rich Cornford has won every single one of these games with Frontier, and I think he wins again here.
I do too.
I have him 34-14.
I'm really impressed with the Titans this year.
Yeah, I am too.
Really,
I think they could be a factor in the SWIL race for sure. Okay, so we all like Frontier. Now, there are 4 games this week that stick out above the rest. Those are the 4 games we have left. Let's start out at Griffith Field. Bakersfield High hosting Salesian. Salesian's 3-1 now. Pretty good team. Only losses to city section favorite Loyola. Loyola and Crenshaw are probably co-city section favorites.
Loyola's in the southern section.
Loyola southern section? I thought they were city section.
What was the fallout? What was the fallout for the kid from Salesian?
I talked to Jeff Scott.
By the way, we should probably explain what we're talking about.
Okay, so 3 weeks ago, defensive player for Salesian, they were up 27-0 in the third quarter against La Canada. Is it
La Cañada.
La Cañada?
We're not talking about Vancouver.
Yeah. So, quiet, John. Do your work.
I always like it when John laughs at you over the
puts his hand underneath the face mask of the opposing player and wipes what everybody's been saying is icy hot on his face. Into the tear, into his eyes and all that kind of stuff. The player had to come out.
Doesn't feel
that
good.
That player, that defensive player that did the act, I guess you would say, played 2 more weeks, and then didn't play last Thursday in Salesian's game. And as far as I know, he's playing tomorrow night, which is weird. I mean, if it's me, I'm sorry, guys. I know that the Salesian administration said that they were really embarrassed about this whole situation, but are you so embarrassed that you're still letting this kid play football?
Yeah. Did you see what happened in Texas,
That's a
by the way?
deliberate act. That kid had to go over. Remember, this is in the third quarter.
And
that means that kid had to deliberately go over, grab it, put it on his hands, go out and play a play, and then put it onto the kid's face.
Have you ever put icy hot on your shoulders or your back or something and then accidentally rubbed your eye?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Holy moly, it hurts.
I'm sorry, but you are not
that's like assault.
You're not that sorry about this.
Well, then La Cañada released a picture of the kid. Did you see that?
Yeah, they're trying to spray it out with the Gatorade bottle in his face. It's ridiculous. Why is that kid still playing football?
Yeah, well,
get him off the field.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I think on the field, you got a hard-nosed football game here, 2 really good defensive football teams. I think Bakersfield, like they did last week in Crenshaw, I picked against them, then I'm not going to do it again. They find a way to win 26-17.
I like the Drillers.
Hey, guys, guess what? I have it as 21-14.
Ooh, they're going to make their extra points tonight, huh? Okay.
I like De La Cruz. Good young JV call-up.
Actually, the strange thing about Bakersfield is during this run they've been on the last 5 or so years, starting the undefeated season in 11, they actually have a better record on the road than they do at Griffith Field. For all we talk about how storied Griffith Field is a difficult place to play, they've been better on the road. But that doesn't mean they can't win this game at home. Right. Okay, how about another team in Bakersfield hosting a really good game? Liberty facing Cathedral Catholic out of San Diego. I gave this away earlier in the show. I think Liberty's back. I think that the Liberty we saw against Buchanan is the real Liberty. If that's the case, I think no question about it. They are good enough to beat Cathedral Catholic. It is going to be a good game, but you look at Cathedral Catholic's record, 1-3. It's been against a dynamite schedule, but a team's got to kind of learn how to win games too. And even if it's against a good schedule, if you start losing games, it becomes really difficult, and I think in the end, Liberty will find a way to win this one.
The crazy thing about this game is that not only is this a matchup of 2 fantastic one-win teams, these might be 2 of the top 5 one-win teams in the state. If you think about the level of play that both of these teams have played in the past and the talent they have this year.
Sure. That's quite a qualifier that you only with 1 win, but yeah, if that's the qualifier, you're probably right. So who do you like there, Trevor?
Liberty by a touchdown.
How about you, Lewis?
Well, I need to look and see exactly who it is they've played.
Cathedral Catholic lost to Oaks Christian.
Santa
Margarita.
Margarita.
Lost to Helix, and they lost to Santa Margarita. They beat
Pinewood, I think, or something.
Yeah, I think the team that they beat was not at the same level as those other
They
teams.
beat Torrey Pines.
Okay, I knew there was a pine in the name.
That's their crosstown. That's their cross street rival.
Okay, so get to the point here.
You know,
Tiger Woods is not in the house. Let's go.
There's the rat right there. It's right there.
That's a mouse, not a rat.
I like
for the
Liberty.
record.
I like Liberty.
He's coming over to me, guys. I'm gonna freak out here. Come over here.
Oh, it's a mouse. Relax.
He went
Guys.
back under.
Let's finish the show.
Seriously, there's a mouse
Come on,
in here.
Gentlemen.
Okay, 2 more games. Big games in town this week. Ridgeview is at Stockdale. We mentioned Ridgeview. If they can get through these 2 Division I teams the next 2 weeks, Stockdale, and then the real big one at Griffith Field next week against Bakersfield, they're going to go 10-0, almost no doubt, barring major injury problems or something. I think Ridgeview wins this game. I know Stockdale almost beat Clovis. I happen to think Ridgeview's playing better than Clovis right now. I'll take Ridgeview 41-28 getting it done.
35-24 Ridgeview. I think that Stockdale showed that they could score some points, and I think it's going to be one of those things where if they can find creases against that Ridgeview defense, I think that maybe they can get a few things going. And then I'll be really interested. I just talked to Brett Shelton minutes before we came on the show. He's really excited to see what DeAndre Henderson can do at a shutdown corner position.
Ridgeview, Lewis, how easily do you think Ridgeview wins?
I don't think this is really easy, but I think they win this game.
A couple of touchdowns.
Yeah. The thing that's impressive about Ridgeview that we've seen a couple times is their defense is so good right now.
Yeah, they really are. Okay, final game. This is our game of the week, live on Bakersfield.com starting at 7 o'clock on BVarsity Game Night. Number 1 Clovis at Centennial. Centennial's only challenges here came in the form of Clovis West. They led the Golden Eagles at halftime. They wilted in the second half. They lost that game. They've rolled through their other 3 opponents. Clovis, meanwhile, has faced a couple of tests against Paso Robles, against Stockdale. They've passed them both. They're 4-0. Now they hit the road and come to Bakersfield. I think this should be a really good game. I do think Clovis and its passing game, maybe same story as Clovis West coming to Centennial. They make enough plays in the second half to maybe come from behind or make a close game, and they stretch it out. I have it 29-21 for the Cougars. Lewis, what do you think?
I think you're right. Clovis is I don't think they're the number 1 team in the section. I think it's Ridgeview. But we've had that discussion already. I think Ridgeview is clearly the best team in the division. Well, and if they beat Stockdale, that'll be another
feather in their cap.
Yeah. But, it's weird to me that in being down here for the last 3 or 4 years now, Centennial just struggles against the Clovis schools. So I'm going to have to pick Clovis in this game.
No, it wasn't always that way when there's a guy named Kessler there. Yeah. Trevor, I want to hear your thoughts on this game.
I like the fact that Cole Beatty has taken the challenge to go from safety to cornerback, and it's going to be him and Danny Roach on the outsides to combat those 2 big receivers, Velasquez and Wills, for Clovis. And I think it's going to be really interesting. I think Brandon Robinson has really kind of finally come into his own his senior year, and I like Centennial at home. I think that we saw – I think that Chad Brown and Brett Shelton are good friends, and I think they've talked a lot this week. And I think
that could certainly be. They used to coach together.
I mean, and you talk about Brown is very high on Shelton. Said they did a lot of great things, and they gave us a lot of information on Clovis.
You have over Centennial scoring 38 points in this game. That's that's going to getting it done offensively. Forget Cole Beatty moving to corner. I mean, this is 38 points we're talking about.
Well, and you look at Cole Beatty on the offensive side, he's their top receiver.
Absolutely.
And then Brandon Robinson, and I think Cesar De Leon, now 4 games in, has kind of come into his own as a quarterback. I like it. I like Centennial at home. I think that
all right.
I think Shelton and Brown have talked, and they want one of these 2 teams to beat them.
There's your upset pick of the week. Yep. Trevor taking Centennial over Clovis. Before we let you go, I want to remind you we have live volleyball on Bakersfield.com tonight, starting at 6 o'clock, right? That's our the match is scheduled for a 6:15 start. We're going to go on the air at 6. Independence at Centennial. Centennial, number 1 team in the Central section, hosting Independence.
Yeah, number 4 Independence.
Independence is number 4. And then, again, BVarsity Game Night tomorrow night starting at 7 o'clock. Vance will be right here in the studio. And Lewis and I will be out at Clovis Centennial, unless my wife's having a baby, then I won't be there. For our producer, John Farron, for Lewis Amestoy, Trevor Horn, and
get that mouse, Trevor.
The studio mouse.
Steve.
Studio Mouse Steve.
Don't name it. We got to kill it.
We will see you
we will
next
not
week
kill
on
it.
BVarsity Live. Check out BVarsity Game Night tomorrow night. Check out volleyball tonight at 6.